Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another Thursday throwback at dolallycrafts. This isn't a major throwback, this is just to our last celebrations where we had the amazing new stamp set and the Celebrate You thinlits. And I haven't done many, if any, videos with this set yet, and I love it. It was a very popular set during celebration, and I was surprised that it didn't come out as a bundle. I don't think it did. It might actually have been carried over to the catalogue. I can't remember at this present time. I'm on painkillers at the moment. I was putting my daughter's bed together. I'll tell you during the making of the card. Let's get on with the card, because I have a tendency to just waffle on. Okay, this is the card we're making today. I think it absolutely looks beautiful, and I even decorated the inside. Now, I haven't done an envelope yet, so we'll see if I have time during this video. Okay, we are going to be using the stamp positioner today, my Stampin jig, not my stamp press. I like this one because I can get perfect placement very easily. I don't have to fiddle fart round. Okay, now to start off with, we're actually using Highland Heather, which is one of our new colours. Not a new ink colour, just a new ink colour. Now, to start off with, I need to make sure that I've got these all placed correctly. So I'm just going to use my Stampin jig and make sure that I get all of these. Now, I'm going to do one per corner. There we go, and one more, so that when it comes time to stamp inside and outside, I have that all set up. So I'll pop that to the side for a moment. While I've got my ink out, I'm going to bring in my scraps and my card makeup. All the sizes can be found on my blog as per usual. Now I'm going to bring in my flower. This one will be fussy cut, but I'll fast forward while I'm doing that. Anyway, to explain why I'm hopped up on painkillers at the moment, on the weekend I actually put together a new bed for my daughter, and unfortunately I was sitting on a little stool, and I slid off the back and ended up on my rump. Well, some of you may remember a couple of months ago I actually went for a skid across the kitchen floor on my on a frozen hamburger and stuffed up my back then. Well, even though this wasn't quite as bad a fall, the pain has been just as bad. So I've been to the physio today and been to the doctors and had to get some painkillers just until the physio work starts to kick in. Okay, while I was chattering away, I stamped my background piece. I'm going to bring in this piece while I've still got my stamp pad out, and my Stampin jig. I will bring that in because I just need to pop the U down the bottom here where I can see it, so we know this is the front of the card. And this is just so that while the ink's out, I get everything done. So I've got my U stamp there. I'm going to open up the inside of the card, and I'm going to stamp my... No, I won't do the flowers first. I need to bring this in and have a look at how I did it. Okay, so I need my stamp positioner again, and I'm just going to... I might actually pop it all the way up the top here. Okay, make sure that's fairly straight. We've got our U, and then we need our Simply, which will go there. How did I manage multiple stamps like this before the Stampin' the Jig came out? I really don't know, but I love it. Okay, and we're going to pop that just across the bottom there. Bring that over so that the G tail actually comes up around the simply. There it goes. Move that out the way. Make sure I've got this the right way up. And there we go. Beautiful. Okay, in with the flower and some paper again. Ignore all of that writing, that was for a different card completely. There we go. Even though it's a bit darker, I actually stamped off on that one. I like the purple full strength on this. Or the Highland Heather. So that is all of our stamping done. I know, I did forget. Flip it over, not quite, and bring in my created by. Quickly stamp that. Now all of our stamping is done. What did I do with my pen? It's around here somewhere. Okay, and while I'm waffling on, I will say thank you to everybody who has signed up and subscribed to my channel in the last week. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to fast forward while I fussy cut this. Okay, that's our flower cut. Now, while they're just sitting here, I'm going to come in with the Wink of Stella. I did put a little bit of Wink of Stella on each of these. So just in the centre of the flowers and even on the inside of the card. There we go. So I'll leave those to dry for a moment, and while they are drying I am going to cut out the Celebrate. Now I'm using the layer, as you can see there's the silver layer there. Well, what you don't realise is Celebrate was cut out of there, so I will just go while these are drying. Okay, pop that aside. Bring in our Celebrate. Okay, so pop that to the side. Make sure all of our little pieces are popped out and they come out really easily. If you cut upside down, the rollers actually get a neater and heavier press against the cardstock and the die, so it comes out really easily. Okay, make sure the pieces are out of the back of that. So I'm just going to do it once again, bring these back in, and I'm going to layer. There's my fast fuse. I knew it was around here somewhere. There we go. Lay out my white piece onto my Highland Heather, and it's only got a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. You don't need much on this. Right, we'll put a bit more fast fuse on. And once again, this one, once again, a 1/8 inch border all the way around. Just enough of the glitzy bit to show through. Okay, we will bring in the card base, and I'm only going to adhere this flat to the card because there's 3 layers of that anyway. It actually stands up quite tall on the card. So we'll bring this over, and an even border of, I think that's an 1/8 of an inch all the way around as opposed to the 1/16. Now with this, we need to adhere this to the shadow Celebrate. So what I'm going to do is come in with my glue, liquid glue, and just put a strip of liquid glue down each of these letters. The next purchase I'm making is one of those silicone mats, so that I don't have to worry about getting liquid glue everywhere, and I can do Connie Stewart's little trick with a sponge. Okay, so what we're going to do is give this just a little bit of a drop shadow the whole way along, so that a bit of the Highland Heather is showing through. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this upside down, and on this side I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on those letters, and then down the other end I'm going to cut a really thin strip of the mini dimensional border and just put a couple of pieces on a couple of the letters, just to give a bit of strength to stand up. Okay, so pop that on the E, and I might just trim one more piece off to pop behind the A. What we call the bones of the dimensionals are ideal for this, because even though we've got the dimensional strips, the foam strips, they're still a bit wide for these letters. So using the edges of the dimensionals and trimming to size works really well. Okay, now I want the Celebrate to come just over the top of the U. I've got a little bit of liquid glue on there, but bring in, there we go. Now I need a couple of dimensionals on the back of this to make it stand up straight. I don't know where my large dimensionals are, so the small ones will do. That should be adhered now. Yes, it is. Bring this in and take the backing off. And then that can be placed just there. Oh, I forgot I needed a double on this side to keep it up. So just take the backing off that one, and there we go. There. Okay, so just to finish it off, I'm going to pop on a medium sized of the clear faceted gems just in the middle there, and I do still have some of these string jewels which I bought elsewhere because Stampin' Up! No longer carry them, and it just makes it easier to place them when they're in a string. So there we go, that's the card made. Move all of this out the way. There's the one we started with today and the one that I've just completed now. I think this card is absolutely beautiful. I hope you'll agree. As you can see, I did stamp off on that to give it a bit of a paler look, but I don't mind it actually in the stronger colour, and I don't know whether you can actually see that, but the Wink of Stella is really glistening on those other flowers. Now I don't have any envelopes handy, otherwise I'd do an envelope, so this is where I'll finish it today. if you like this card, give me a thumbs up. Remember to please like and share this with your friends, because I am still trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers. So until next time, I will bid you farewell. Bye bye.